What should be the main game mode in Battlefield 2018? Currently in Battlefield 1 there are 8 modes in total, with additional custom game modes like bolt action rifles only. The main 8 modes are Operations, Conquest, Frontlines, Supply Drop, Domination, Rush, War Pigeons and Team Deathmatch, and of course we'll have a couple of extra ones in the upcoming DLC. Most people watching this video won't have tried every game mode that is currently on offer, and in my opinion there are just too many in total and not enough work has been done by DICE to optimise and complete the current modes. Yes, I do enjoy the creative side of new modes and I feel as if it's great for the development of the game, but no one can deny that modes such as Rush, once held in seriously high regard by the community and played by pretty much everybody, have now hit rock bottom and are not really enjoyable to play at all due to poor map design and terrible balance. So what does this have to do with the new Battlefield game? Well, I believe that DICE will approach the new Battlefield title in the same way as they did with the previous one, with game modes coming out on release and then new ones appearing in DLCs. If this is the case, I believe that the vanilla game modes should be completed and balanced before the first DLC comes out, as otherwise the same issues that happened with Rush in Battlefield 1 could happen again. So for the release of Battlefield 1 I believe there should be 5 modes in total. This provides enough content for all types of players and is in line with previous Battlefield games, meaning the chances of this happening are fairly high. As for the modes that should be included, well, this is the next section where I will give you my opinion. My favourite game mode in Battlefield 1 by a country mile is Frontlines. I think it fits the genre, the weapons and the playstyle of most people in Battlefield 1, and with a good squad you can really influence the game. Unfortunately, the maps leave a lot to be desired, with Ballroom Blitz being the most obvious map that really hasn't been thought out well. You can get on the roof and camp, which as everybody knows is a bad thing. In addition to that, some of the cap zones on other maps are incorrectly placed, giving an advantage to one team off the start and often causing a serious disadvantage midway through the game. With some balancing, I feel as if Frontlines could be a real winner, and in my opinion should make its way to the new Battlefield game as one of the main modes. I also think that the fact the mode can be placed on a Conquest map without too much stuff being changed is a positive for DICE, as they won't have to create a brand new map to make it work. The next mode that I think Battlefield 1 should focus on is Conquest. It has been the staple game mode of Battlefield for quite some time, and gives all players an opportunity to squad up and do something. Whether you love vehicles or infantry, Conquest has something for everyone. The biggest issues I have with Battlefield 1 Conquest is balance, namely the team balance and issues that arise from having 10 less players at the start of a match, or a team stack of level 120s on the enemy team. It doesn't matter how much work you put into designing the perfect map, if you don't have a team balancer, it just won't work. The third game mode that in my opinion has to be in the new Battlefield is Operations. Imagine if we get a modern Battlefield game with huge Operations campaigns. I would be addicted, and providing DICE test the maps thoroughly and provide a balanced experience, I'm sure you all would be too. The final 2 modes would have to revolve around either vehicle only or infantry only gameplay. I believe that TDM is the best infantry only mode and would have to choose that one, although Domination is also a lot of fun. With Frontlines being included though, in my perfect world, I think TDM should be the choice, with DICE focusing again on creating purpose-built maps that would get players returning and playing for hours on end. Fix the spawns, spend some time making good competitive maps with lots of cover, and you're onto a winner. The final mode I want to see, and this is slightly controversial, is a vehicle superiority mode. Tank superiority, heli superiority, jet or plane superiority. I believe we will see this introduced soon in Battlefield 1, and we certainly saw it in the first DLC for Battlefield 4. Battlefield is all about the vehicle gameplay, and a vehicle only game mode would provide a foundation for competitive play like we saw in BF3 and Battlefield 4, and a chance for big communities to return. Lots of these communities were lost because of Battlefield 1 and haven't had a chance to really test their vehicle skills since, so in my opinion this should be a priority for DICE. Now another game mode that I haven't mentioned today is Incursions. I know it's completely separate. Personally, I don't really like it in its current state. I think there is so much work that needs to be done before it's even close to being completed. For me, what DICE should be doing is looking at making a competitive mode and almost making it free to play. If they're really serious about making a game mode that is competitive, they need to focus on a few things. First off, simplicity. It needs to be able to be played on virtually every single computer on 120 or 144 FPS like CSGO can be. You want to be making it as optimized as possible for a 5v5 game mode. Maps need to be very simple. Maybe you can base them on current maps, that is possible, but for me you want to be creating brand new things. Very simple maps that have had a lot of time spent on the angles and placement of objectives. Next, the class and weapon system. If you're looking at creating a competitive mode, it has to be perfectly balanced. This means less weapons and really balance them. You could just have a mode where everybody gets a model 8.25. For me, that gun would probably be the most balanced in this situation. Maybe you could add another couple of extra weapons, but for me, there's no point in having automaticos, MP18s, parabellums, sniper rifles, all of this stuff. If you want that, play the main game mode. If you want a competitive, proper 5v5 infantry mode, you really need to think about how people are going to play it. If there is an exploit, if there is a weapon that is slightly better than another weapon, everybody will take it, and that renders all of your weapon balancing completely useless. I think the biggest thing though, and for me this is probably why Incursions isn't really going to work, it's about getting people playing it. You need to have thousands and thousands of people queuing up to play your game. In order to do this, you're probably going to have to make it free to play, and I'm talking about Incursions here, I'm not talking about the whole Battlefield game. I don't see DICE or EA ever doing this, but if you made it free to play, as it pretty much almost is at the minute, although it is technically a beta, you could have loads of people playing it and testing it for you, and not really have too much responsibility in terms of updating it, because technically it's free, people haven't paid for it, you have no responsibility in that regard. That being said, I have come up with my top 5 game modes that I think DICE really need to focus on for the vanilla release of the new Battlefield game. If you do agree, let me know in the comments. If you don't agree, let me know why. Thanks for watching guys, and I'll catch you in the next video.